games. Both these teams getting a day off as well, coming off the back of losses. Heroic fell to Paravision, GamerLegion felled by Aurora. Now we decide who's going home with empty hands here in stage 1 of IEM Kraków. Heroic, GamerLegion, and GL's map pick to kick us off.
All right, let's see what Snacks has up his sleeve for this T side. Little bit of util purchased up here. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, Molotov to boot. All the makings of a little set piece, but are they ready for the heavy con fight?
It's USPs. They can be deceptively difficult in these kind of fights. Jiggling and wiggling, Glocks fight back. USPs come crashing down until Rez gets up close with low ammo, overwhelmed. 4v2, good hold here for Heroic.
Not only do you win out the connector fight, but you've lost a lot of this util that was meant to get the round going, and it might just get wiped clean down in connector. Only Hypex remains. Doesn't have armor behind this Glock either, so aim punch even playing in for him. A 1v4 looking him right back in the face. And now they're using that dropped util against him.
Hey, you smoke, we smoke, you're not coming through. 4 players here, ready and waiting, and this is a Heroic pistol setup. I like the move after the initial kills in con as well, pumping out short with a flash. 3 players still crunch that short position. Heroic stay active.
You know my stance on Hypex though.
This guy gets getting exits.
The best sequences at the end of rounds when he's trying to save. Now he is getting flanked here, so probably just going to die. It's all good. Krizin serves as distraction, and Nilo's going to finish the job. Good start to this game from Nilo. Going to need to have some big mileage out of this guy. 3 kills found in the pistol round is a nice wake-up.
Nilo kicked off the year with just some great rounds back at Bounty. It was a lot of fun watching him up against Pain and Furia. So some expectations here for Heroic, who are favorites in this series.
I mean, you know, we spent some time focusing on the Poles. Let's talk about another big CS nationality of old, the Swedes. There's a lot of them in this game, Hugo. Yeah. Nearly enough for a whole team.
Swedish CS is saved. Youngstar obviously back off the bench, AWPing for this squad right now. Seemed like a good hobby AWPer, had some nice moments. Of course, visa issues ever prevalent for Heroic. We'll see what the future has in store. This game is going to have huge weight, or maybe not this game, but today, the result, right? Going into a winners match versus loser of Astralis NRG to progress. So Youngstar's got to put his best feet forward. Killed after 1. GamerLegion edging their way closer. That is the bomb spotted on Snacks. Not seeing any heavy rotates here. Heroic aren't certain.
Oh, all right. Krizin gets fed to the MAC-10s up through short, and this one's actually getting a little bit hairy for Heroic. Another kill on the SMGs, and GamerLegion are in there. They're in your face. You're out of the round. This one's all over. A robbery of the second. Torsen double entry. Snacks with that key trade down in the connector. Heroic, this one is going to hurt.
Yeah, it's an ugly round to lose. Feels like a difficult round to win with Tech 9s and Mac 10s, but a couple of early fights just coming up for GamerLegion. And they stay tight, they trade out. Low health on 3 players, still enough. Uncomfortable beginning to the game for Heroic.
In the Swede head-to-head, are you backing kind of, I guess, you know, you'd say the veteran of Rez or the next gen on the side of Heroic? Because outside of JW, Rez is the only Swede left standing.
That's a tough call, man. I don't know. I think Rez has had some crazy life games.
He has. We got to watch that insane half versus Vitality back at Bounty. It was just half. 20 and 3, I think it was.
Yeah, sounds right. The future is now, Harry. Children are the future. The young players.
The young stars.
Yeah, but I was thinking Nilo as well.
No, I know. I just couldn't resist the play on words.
I'm right back on the Nilo train. I left it. I've reboarded. They allowed me to get back on.
Yeah, you know, I remember when we were covering them at Bounty, you even said, you know, for how hyped up Nilo was, you weren't really sure if he'd necessarily risen to that occasion yet, but I think this year, 2026, he's put his best foot forward.
Started strong, but got a lot more to do here to Heroic. And doing it from the back foot. Just this saved M4, a FAMAS, and a B gamble that's starting to rotate. It's a great round to just stack a bomb site here if you're Heroic, especially with how quiet the map is. GamerLegion are closing the distance on long. They're moving up toilets. Good catch for Youngstar. They know it's coming.
And you've got to stack in the right place. Can they hold on to this? Rez battens down the hatches with a double. Teammates moving in right into Youngstar over on the long side. And well, it's only Snacks. 1 versus 3. Low health on Nilo, but everyone else is looking pretty good right now. Snacks, this won't be easy. And the rifle just going to spam him out. Youngstar with a picture-perfect round.
And a point to prove as well, right? Talking about this guy literally on the bench right now.
Yeah.
Playing officials, playing in a role he's not played in for some time. And putting on a great round here to get Heroic back in the game. Nice stack cooled onto that top site. And despite a double entry, a 4v3, it's Heroic to close.
I think these are two IGLs with almost polar opposite problems in a sense. They might link up in a similar fashion, but I think Snacks has so much of the old Snacks DNA in him, and that translates across into the team, right? They're really not afraid to take massive game-risking plays, whether that's smoke walks. That's really the most common one. Yeah. These guys see a smoke, it's like a moth to a flame.
You know, he's a guy who loves to push in an advantage, which can you know, really catch your opponents off guard,
it's
but
like,
it can also dig you deeper.
Yeah, it's win harder calling. That's how I think I would try and frame it is, you know, you're 5v3, screw it. Why not get aggressive? You know, you're supposed to win the round. For Krisen, I think one of the things that you saw, especially when he was in that OG team, was actually he would get to good positions a lot, but then the sort of fear would set in that they could lose the game. Things start to tighten up way too much. They lose some of that elasticity, some of that movement. And so he's kind of trying to get away from that inside of this Heroic team.
Well, he's up front right now, next to the toilets, flashed in for a fight, but PR's not blind. More rifles in the sight. GamerLegion getting closer. Those mollies are a problem. We need a line up for Youngstar. He gets his head cut clean off. Nilo the same. 4v2 and another save as these force buys just keep hitting hard for both teams. You're always going to be investing in these early couple of rounds, and so expecting Heroic to save just to keep the pressure on.
I think they're probably going to have, though, is the wins for GamerLegion have just been a lot cleaner, right? And they're already on kind of the better side in these force buy wars. You have more ways to generate money with bomb plants. You've gotten out now with 9 players surviving in the 2 rounds that you've been able to pick up. And so you're feeling pretty flush. It's like even if the force buy wars continue and you were to lose this next round, the buy you get is way better than what Heroic are going to get to field.
I mean, you're saving 4 rifles. Cannot complain right now for GamerLegion.
You know, essentially, you've actually already won the force buy war without properly having to win it with the usual 2 in a row.
Don't get ahead of yourself here. You need.
Yeah, but the reason why I say it is, man, they just get rifles next time anyway. Even if they lose, they basically get a gun round.
True, but you just want to break their money so you can redeem freebies, don't you? Put them on USPs. Heroic won't go down easily. 3 M4s coming in. GamerLegion all-inning.
I mean, thus far you've been dealt nothing but A plays.
And so 4-man B stack feels about par for the course here for Heroic.
Yeah, it's Krisen like trying to get ahead of it, right? Anticipating, no way they just run it back out here again. It's also the fastest way to lose the round is to a B hit. So you start 4 there, take advantage of the quick rotate and being able to just quickly shuffle this stack around from B to A.
Someone going to move? It looked like Krisen wanted to, but sending the rifle instead. Okay, Krisen back of the pack, and Heroic do gamble because they've just jump spotted B short, cleared it out, and nobody's home. It's just PR lurking monster right now. GamerLegion are way closer than Heroic are ready for, but there's still 4 players in this site.
One of the rifles dead out in the open, but there is this double long setup to contend with Nilo going uncleared, unchecked, and Youngstar here riding in the sidecar, ready to play off of him. Flashes are pretty brutal, and Youngstar going through first is awkward. They should be aware that Nilo still trapped behind this long smoke. Now they certainly are.
So scared of even a fifth player. With a missed smoke on Dumpster, they delay the plot. They missed another smoke. Their eyes are tuned to the wrong position. Nilo can push in and punish. Lots of damage, can't finish a kill. There was a huge chance there as GamerLegion missed 2 bits of utility. But Susp still holding B the whole time. Left out of the party, and you said they'd already won it, Harry. Now they actually have. Back-to-back rounds for GamerLegion. And Broken are heroic.
Certainly liking what you're getting out of GamerLegion to open things up here.
Kind of just fearless calling, walking into the A site in numerous rounds, right? It's gone into stacks here for GamerLegion, but they get out with 3 alive.
You know, maybe the biggest question mark for GamerLegion is actually the man you used to be so excited about, and that's PR.
Yeah.
He started this tournament with one was his worst game of his career, and that's online or on LAN, and the other was his 3rd worst LAN performance ever. So 2 of his worst games of all time to start the tournament.
Against Aurora, yeah, they got knocked out of that match, that's for sure. This is off the back of PR, maybe hoping to start the season in a different squad with higher expectations, but still going to need to see him deliver if that's ever to become a reality.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, like it can become a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. This idea of, you know, oh, I'm disappointed because I thought I was going to go on to something bigger and get a chance to showcase myself on a bigger and brighter team, but then that doesn't happen, and it kind of mismatches with the reality of the situation. And now you're playing a little bit worse. You're not feeling that same hunger. I hope that's not what's happening with PR, because he's a real talent, and you've seen what he can do when he's at kind of the upper level of what he's capable of.
I'll write it off as a bad game for now.
We'll see if it keeps up. Because I think there's a real case to be made that over the last couple of months, Torsen's maybe become the most attractive option inside of GamerLegion.
It's been very consistent.
Just a real force of nature in terms of creating space.
B stack, monster setup, got the nade for B contact. SMG up close. It's just christening toilets, and with, again, mid control taken by GamerLegion, Heroica starting to rotate out. Little do they know, this is the first B hit of the game in round number 6. GamerLegion bringing the bomb in. So Christen calls a blind rotation. And they will be left just as much as that. Christen gaining information as the B hit does come in, and Heroic just wishing they had that setup still. Rez getting to farm. Should run away. Oh, they're coming.
They're not going to get fully away. PR might have to come help him. Swings the door. A lot of damage done. Youngstar.
Cheeky.
Trying to show us a little metaphor for his situation there with the door. When one door opens, the same door closes and then opens again. In and out of the roster, still on that bench, but every game's felt like an audition tape for Youngstar.
Yeah, and, you know, given the role, that's what I'm saying.
Will you regret letting big-time killer Nilo get out with an AK?
Desecrates 3 on the way out. Now, AK into a gun round.
He's 10 and 3. Yeah. He's feeling good. It's the best weapon.
You love it.
Moving into your first rifle round, you put it on your star player.
Best weapon? I thought that was a deagle.
Well, yeah. Okay. Best rifle.
Okay. No orb?
I mean, an orb's a sniper.
Yeah, you know, I'll give you that. Straight through the Playground Molly. GamerLegion going quick long. Youngstar, it's a great hobby. He loves to do it. He has fun. Oh, careful though. Hypex was on the line. Youngstar gets out.
Sacrifice res for all this space over towards long. And it's space they don't even look to use.
B block is good timing for GamerLegion. By the time the bomb is here, that will be fading. So if they want to do a pop, they certainly can. It's a double monster setup though. X-Floud anti. Smoke fades, re-smoke. That's annoying. PR might have to crack open this site. Oops.
Oh, Miss Molly. Not ideal. Now you've got to go and manually clear the sandbags. The flashes are good, at least. Still struggling to give away through. Hypex had to hit that will recover on the AWP. There's the follow-up for Hypex. Youngstar up here in heaven. And around the heroic thought they had in the bag, a 4v2 for a moment. Now you're left looking. It's the two top performers. Nade of Nilo will find that AWP. And so PR's got to clutch up and got to clutch big. Bomb retrieved, so little time left. It's just getting away from him here. The clock runs down and it lets Nilo play it forward.
Just sneaking in the back line, not jumping too soon. Strikes at the perfect second, forcing PR to stick. It's 2 kills with a saved AK from Nilo. And Youngstar with enough distraction from up above. GamerLegion leave it too little, too late on this B hit. Nice setup here for Heroic. The double monster pays off. A couple of catches for Hypex, but not meant to be. Naded off of the bomb. Nice! High impact round for Heroic. This could have been GamerLegion streaking away at the start of the series. Don't want that to happen when you're on CT side overpass. Oh,
ow. That nade is crazy. It lands on res.
And he saw him now. Are they ready for this?
Boost up, player in at the barrel. Susp is dead. And do you just follow through? I mean, that's a B pick. You know at most you're running into 2 players here. It's again a double monster setup for Heroic.
Dangerous contact. They just go out before the flash. X-Floud, blinded eventually, is overwhelmed. Chris has got nowhere to move on this pillar, and they're keeping the pressure on. Molotov to his position. Nilo comes in.
Dink straight away. Suffering now, and the Snacks Mac 10 comes to charge him down. Again, the nade from Nilo delivers. It's the same 2 left in this round for Heroic. And surely not. I mean, Nilo got dinked at the first turn of this exec. Still alive, still threatening, and maybe still here to steal it all away. There's the cover from Youngstar on the AWP. Just comes up short, and now they're both low. Torsen goes fishing, but low on ammo. 2 bullets in this AK now. Got to put a fresh mag in. Pressure's on. Each peek around these corners could well be your last. Or a crazy 1v2 rolled out in front of you. Time is once again the problem. Torsen's got to make up his mind, going to choose to play it forward. Goes hunting, looking for Nilo, and he knows where Youngstar is, pressuring him. And it's on a Youngstar, had to hit this shot, never even gets the chance to fire. Torsen teed up for a 1v2.
There he is, Mr. Consistent on this lineup for sure. Saves the day with a slow and steady clutch. I do like the setup change there for Heroic, but you're just hoping Torsen doesn't run you down. You're hoping he plays that plant. Youngstar has the cover of the bomb. Nilo's playing safe, his back is assured, but AWP on low health, easy pre-fire for Torsen, boxing him into that grave. And so GamerLegion do break that money right back just a little bit later. Not a lot to show for it. And ouch, one of the rifles immediately gone.
Yeah, you know, Nilo, welcome to playing against Snacks, my friend. We said it right off the top of this game where he sees, you know, where anyone else sees a smoke, something to block you, something to slow you down, Snacks sees an invitation.
Yeah, it's insane. Just throws a nade, runs through the smoke, finds the 5v4, and his team pop out B in the meantime. Steven Snacks planting the bomb after his first entry in middle. So here we go, GamerLegion looking for a very good T-side to kick off this map. And it is right there for the taking. This is going to have to be, again, a save for Heroic. Couple of pistols. And despite Nilo putting on some very big highlights, Krisen 0, Susp 1. Couple of slower starters here in the Heroic squad. T-side overpass and a winning half staring you dead in the face. Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now, yeah. What can you even
First
do about
bullet
that?
as well. It's not even info.
Dude, you know, one of this old sayings when it comes to team sports is the idea you're only as strong as your weakest link, and I think this game is showing that off well right now because two top performers for Heroic outclass any individual right now on the side of GamerLegion, but the floor is just that much higher for the GL side. Able to win out those Force by Wars early. It's left them in a fantastic spot. They also deny Heroic the bounce back on the attempt at those multiple 2v4s. And so like you were suggesting, this is GamerLegion on their way to a winning half on the T side, the trickier of the two. PR will have his work cut out for him going long in this round. 3 players here, aggression up close from Youngstar, and PR's there to punish.
Nice backup there for PR. It's him walking away from that angle that gets him that kill easier. He's ready for the recommit. Might get caught here, spotted in con, but X-File choose to flank the A players, and this could be bomb dead if it goes towards default. Got to make up your mind, line up in the spawn, Snack's aggression, but his flank is still imminent, still ever present. X-File holding his shot, waiting for the chance to strike.
I know about the con player. Nilo was there waiting patiently for it, surely not. X-Floud had to hit it. Snacks just charges at him, fearless on the MAC-10. It's Nilo in the hot seat, but at 15 and 5, he's the guy you think you want in this situation. Nades pulled, and he prioritizes saving that AK. Rez will not let him escape.
Oh my god, Snacks is just saving some of these rounds, dude. Some of the craziest moves. Just running at X-Floud on the AWP.
We got to damn near play out of the situation we described earlier on when talking about Snacks' leadership. We said in a 5v3, he's the guy who's going to push. He's the guy who's going to keep trying to really just drive home the win. And that's exactly what he does in this round. They're 5-on-3. They've got the site, pushing a bank to take all the space away.
That's a 2v5 that Heroic make a very good attempt of. But we're still talking about a 7-round T-side for GamerLegion. Oh, X-File careful on these jumps. Hypex is holding. Luckily moves away after 1. Oh, Krisen, yoink.
Welcome to the server.
On the board.
I mean, heading into this round, Nilo had more kills than his whole team combined. Now they're tied.
Well, he looks to take it right back. Rez dead along. Double Monster could get punished here. Snack's patience. Will it pay off?
Oh, just looks away. That's CS timing if ever you've seen it. And Susp has been itching all game long to get involved. It was him getting picked off by the boost earlier, been getting abused down here at B. Finally decides he wants to be the one kind of setting the tone, deciding when and where these fights come through. Bit of aggression works wonders. A Hypex save sequence? No. Tag connects, but not the killing blow, and that's what was needed. Heroic gonna try and stumble back to their feet here with a 5-round CT half.
It's scraps, right? It's scraps. Best case is just, you know, dog food here. CT rounds 5 on overpass.
Not even the good kind. Not even the good kind of dog food. We're talking like the hard stuff.
Oh, like the pebbles.
Yeah.
What are they called? Piddle. I don't know. They're called something. They begin with P. Kibble. Thank you.
Yeah, that's like the American terminology, I think.
Kibble. I don't
Kibble.
know. I don't have a dog.
Well, GamerLegion got that dog in them right now, Hugo. Timeout called in ahead of this round. Because why settle for just a winning half when you can put up a great half? That's the thought.
I'm inspired. Snacks has been chewing pebbles all night. Grits his teeth. Is this a B rush to finish off? Oh, that's not ideal.
I mean, I guess Susp liked the aggressive move last round, but doing it here, final round of the half,
he should
swing out towards Monster, and there's a lot of guys looking back at him. And Snacks with another key entry.
Yeah, I mean, I think Susp kind of botched that. He had the kill. He had a 1v1. Just whiffed the shot. Took him 3 bursts. Couldn't kill him. So, failure to launch here in this round. Oh, they're spotted leaving. And X-File does punish Torson. Keeping things even. Some damage done to GamerLegion. No longer a walk in the park. But how about a walk in the playground? They reset.
I mean, the decision to reset here, it's not a bad move. It's just, it's going to be very, very time consuming, right? You haven't had a player in middle. You've got to clear everything. And in all this downtime, Nilo's even got aggressive. I think GamerLegion have that same realization too. It's just too much ground to cover with this much time left. And so going to be the decision to recommit into B. This is where the push from Nilo is big. He's got all the info. He knows it's not the A play. And so GamerLegion, they stick to their guns with a 2-man B lean, and Krisen even floating around in the connector, going to try and punish on short. Nilo might even get here before the party gets started. He's arrived very, very early on this backstab, and there to clean up house. Heroic will get through. They grab those scraps of a 5-round CT half.
we're winning all the buy rounds, which is a key to turn this game around here, okay? We just need to be
See, who knows here as Heroic go into a second half. The buy rounds are theirs, but the scoreline is GamerLegion 7 rounds on the T side. Not a bad run of things. Snacks leading the charge literally and metaphorically.
Yeah. You know, it's been a signature game from Snacks, and dude, you kind of want nothing else. It's a bit of a dream scenario. You know, this is a chance to play in Kraków, to continue to stick around, to meet some top-tier opposition.
Oops.
This one means a lot to Snacks. PR! All right, lad, that's 3, 4. Why stop there? Nilo's only a hop, skip, and a jump away. Been wanting to see far better games from PR, and he's giving us one now, suddenly surging up towards top of the board for GamerLegion on the back of this pistol. Come on. Clash of the Titans here. Two very hyped up players, and PR takes the cake. That's an ace. And what a way to start your second half.
PR stands for pistol round, all 5. Perfect record here for GamerLegion. Unreal shots for PR.
Just on rails.
Oh, man, feel like Sus had to trade that. He was in the tunnel. He's had some awkward timings this game. PR, we were waiting for him. We know what he's capable of. He shows it. Wins a high impact round to keep up the good times for GamerLegion. Can Rez escape? It's only Glocks. What is bro smoking? And if you were wondering what PR actually stands for, no joke, it stands for Pringles. It's true.
It's true. It is true. We found that out from him. Which makes sense, because that ace was crisp.
Hey.
There you go. But you only get one of them. I've used it now. Good nade. And a backstab for Rez. There's no win in this. No bomb plant. No chance to make the extra money. They get boxed in. They did have some time to talk over the coming rounds and what lies ahead of them. That was PR's 3rd LAN ace.
Very nice. And very important here.
All right, gun round now for Heroic. Worried that GamerLegion are going to be playing with this momentum and looking to come through with aggression, so it's a default held here with some clearing util just to try and buy you some room out in middle. We know, of course, that GamerLegion aren't playing far forward. Miss Molly. Ugh. Been a couple of snagged bits of util for Heroic. But they still get this space in mid all the same. Question now becomes, where do you want to end up? I think a part of you almost wanted to have some form of contact here. They are going to get it as they head in towards the bathrooms. Snacks has the shadow to work with. Doesn't seem to make that any easier. It's a fleet of opening kills for xCloud to find this 5v3.
That's what he's good for. Even gets the long spot as well. They don't need to commit. He's not going to let them find him on low health. Both players reset. Heroic. They're going to go together. Try trade out this kill. Long taken back, 30 seconds, options available. If they go B, they're going into the unknown though, so dropping back down as he executes, thrown into this top site, keeps GamerLegion in the wrong position. It's a great kill for PR, but it's an empty B bomb site, one that Heroic will run into. Worth poking your head in, surely.
Yeah, see if you get given a reason to go for this. One kill from Torsen would be enough to interest you. But when that doesn't happen, the rest of GamerLegion have already made up their minds. They are out of there. So a good reposition here for Heroic. I think in this game thus far, Chris might have felt a little bit out-cooled by Snacks, been getting outmaneuvered on the back of that first half, so nice to do it back the other way.
Got the padlock on this B side, no ninja diffuses. Popular map to try it. Heroic once again looking solid in the gun rounds. That's what Tobis said coming into halftime. That's the important part, but it also means you've lost to Eco. Can't be having any of that here in the second half. GamerLegion a couple of rounds away from taking their map. Beautiful entries from xFloud.
Back to this default for Heroic. Again, it's passive over towards the toilets. This time even more so than last. No setup there. Closest guy they have is Rez. He's going to hang around for a bit, but when this smoke starts to fade, he will give up this ground. And so Heroic have a bit of a staging platform over towards A. They're lending some time to Nilo. There's this boost in play. PR holding for the walkout. Nade at least gives up the aim of the game for Nilo, and now they know he's floating around on the short side.
Like how Snacks just doesn't stay on the boost. Insta drop. Not going to get swung and totem poled.
Rez has stuck around here. And so, in enemy lines, let's see how he gets on.
Yeah, not behind, but inside. And Molly can be scaled in front of here by Heroic. No information on GamerLegion. Oh, seeing something along there though, Hypex. May call for Snacks' rotate. Susp has to clear this corner. Rez could do big damage. There's the swing. Good dig, but Nilo survives. And with Chars as Hypex thrives inside of short, holding on to a powerful position. Heroic have to cross pass a crossfire. They may have smokes down, but they don't have the time to dally.
Yeah, even Hypex being here, just a big problem. Able to push and prod, harass these players as they cross in. It's bought so much time. And so in come the rest of GamerLegion. That is a real heads-up move from Hypex, right? Getting aggressive, maintaining that control over the toilets. It's a position that Rez died for, and he does not let that death be in vain.
Heroic hit the wall. And a test of leadership here, not just from Tobiz, but from Krisen as well, who, as we've already said, individually is struggling to do anything in the server. 2 and 12. Susp, similar case. It wasn't difficult positions, but we've seen him have chances in this game. And if you can't frag your way out, you're going to have to call your way out here. This GamerLegion with superior setups late in the round, still aggressive. Giving Heroic no room in this site.
Nice! Nice, guys.
He knew he'd won it before he'd won it.
Yeah, just knowing you've caused such a commotion at that point in the round. All right, something a little faster from Nilo. Playing through quick on towards short, maybe looking for an opening kill here. Go fish, see what he can get, but ugly on the spray, and that is top performer Nilo brushed aside, feeling a bit of a burden of responsibility to try and force an opener.
Can you blame him? He's got double the next guy's kills. Nice shot from Hypex. 5v3. B is the weak side right now. But PR and Torsen are here.
I mean, these are two heavy hitters, right? These are the two danger men of GamerLegion, side by side in for a sight hold, and even then, Snax has called for a very early rotate, bringing more bodies down. So if they're even able to hold the line for a moment here, it causes you big problems. Nade on that heaven smoke, and you're starting to lose a lot of resources. Smokes now fade, task gets that much harder, and in all this chaos, PR plays it forward.
He is excelling.
And you know, now you've arrived at the worst case scenario. The floor is raising up, right? The guy that was bottom of the board was Hypex, maybe the one exploitable piece. Well, he had that big double kill round to find success for GamerLegion, an AWP kill here to extend the advantage. PR no longer slow starter, right? Really coming to life ever since that ace round. The ceiling is rising, and so is the floor, and you're getting crushed in that gap in the middle.
Painful imagery. Even more painful rounds here for Heroic. GamerLegion. They've been high energy, especially since that PR ace. And the game has flowed to their favor. One round in this T side for Heroic. The tech pause now over at least, but they're getting desperate here. X-Files bought Deeg armor. He's got no money left. Okay, he'll sell it. It's an unenviable spot to be in here for Heroic, having to remind themselves of their map pick up next. GamerLegion home ground here on Overpass. Hypex, another easy shot connects.
And it's just relieving, man. You know, I think Hypex sometimes suffers from being one of these AWPers that struggles hitting the easy shots, if that makes sense. It's the flashy sequences that often stand out. The fact that he's just nailing these 1v1s whenever he's getting them gives you a lot to work with. And there wasn't a whole lot in this game thus far that suggests he was capable of that. So good to see him coming back online. Another pole with a point to prove here in Kraków.
Yeah, 6 Polish players in this tournament. None of them yet eliminated, worth noting. Jacob, of course, in the next stage. Liquid with 2, GamerLegion with 2, and Kaspersky as well. All of them fighting in this final day of the first stage to progress.
All right, that's not bad for Nilo. But how much more chaos can you really cause? Hypex all on the line. And with Nilo dead, it's only X-Cloud whittled down, finished off by that AWP. Overkill from Hypex.
I didn't even realize his KD was nothing in the first half. It didn't really feel like an issue. They were winning the rounds on the T side. Now on CT side, he's just consistently hit every shot he's taken on this AWP. Got that double kill in the second gun round as well. And GamerLegion are just storming away 3 rounds straight.
For Heroic, you know, I've never really considered Krizen anything resembling a fragging IGL. Having these kind of quieter games from him isn't super uncommon. Still a guy that's early on in his venture into the upper realms of CS. But right now, having him and Susp this quiet, that's kind of unforgivable in a sense. It's leaving you feeling like a lot of these rounds are just 3v4. And as the game's gone on, you're certainly seeing Nilo feel the burn and the pressure to try be involved early, and that is leading him to take some very awkward fights. Gonna need the rest of the team to pull through here as they have clawed back a 3-on-3.
Yeah, made this interesting. GamerLegion keen to close out. May pay a price. Youngstars hit a timing, walking out B. Inside of the smoke is Kristen. Snax on the other side, can't connect the flick. Kristen with a 3rd kill, and Youngstar already in. So Heroic do battle back from a disadvantage and pull this round into their hands. Hypex, he can hang around, but more than anything, might just not want to give this AWP away. Will Heroic give the round away? Doesn't look like it. Hypex walks back, and Heroic converts from a 3v5.
Yeah, not too shabby. You just wonder, you know, where was this rounds ago? Because your backs are really against the wall now.
Ooh, missed that. I think someone called it. Some nice setups here for GamerLegion. The Hypex started Heaven, broke the door, flash res to swing con. Little moves like this for GamerLegion, showing their familiarity with the map, their depth potentially. This has been a map that they, of course, have been playing since bringing Snax back into the roster. He always liked Overpass. And one that Heroic, although have had great results on last year, it was mostly with different rosters, obviously, and haven't really been playing it too much. Obviously a team that missed the major and have still had all these changes and not even necessarily the changes they wanted. Oops. Up on the boost, watch out. PR's here.
Even the fact that GamerLegion is sporting such a lead makes these rounds feel just inherently stressful. You've got to expel a lot of util here to take map control that a lot of teams give away for free. You're just worried that with this type of a lead, they're going to be aggressive, they're going to be in your face. And with that util, you're also telegraphing the play. It's actually more for GamerLegion to work with in the round. They know that you've got long, they know they don't have eyes on this position, and so a flash play to tee up res. He will open things up. It's a quick trade back for xFloud, but he's got to follow through here. Smoked off and blocked at the long side. Torsen's even dealt with Nilo on another one of these attempts to get out B, and he's hit a real wall on this T side, has Nilo.
It's cooled off. Bomb going B, 2 players mid. Is it just a check for Kristen? He clears the flank, but they should still know that this is an A hit. Stack on this top site. xFloud clears a corner. Awkward for Snax again. Orb unscopes and is being pressured here as they play double up. Hypex needs help.
This could be over right now. Hypex on for a sequence. They're moving in on him. Here's the footsteps, and Hypex, that AWP, tried and true in the second half. GamerLegion power up on Overpass. And now they're staring a 2-0 win dead in the face for Heroic. This one was a very slow start. Slow to build, slow to get going. 2 players not showing up. It's an awkward way to start the series. You've got to hope you can course correct on your
live. GamerLegion Heroic, map 2, setting the stakes once again. Heroic, a map down in this series. Elimination on the line, survival for the victor into another BO3 later today.
Yeah, winner of this squaring off against the winner of Astralis versus NRG. That's going down on the B stream. Awkward way for this to start with a missed Molotov from Krisen and his death shortly after. It's not exactly the dream opening here for Heroic. Still, they're trying to make the best of a bad situation, taking control away over at jungle. That's a stance that GamerLegion are ready for. Torsen nails them as they round the corner, and xFloud boxed in. All angles, bullets rain on through. And he can't find anything in that 1v3. It's a pistol round to open things up here for GamerLegion.
Not going to do anything for Krisen's confidence, right, when you just miss your utility in the pistol round like that. But regardless of it, GamerLegion clearing mid together at the perfect time in the round. Huge double from Torsen in window. GamerLegion get going here on this second map. Force buy for Heroic. xFloud has an AK.
And it's clear they know who they need to have switched online. xCloud and Nilo both with rifles. It's Crizin dead early, but it will tee up Nilo for that trade. And the fight for mid control ultimately won out by Heroic, right? GamerLegion go ahead and depart, but so do the Heroic squad. They leave middle altogether, and this push from Torsen could feel lucrative. Nilo's going to miss this timing if Torsen just sticks to his guns and follows through on the play.
Oh, will he catch it? No, he goes back down under, so he's not even going to hear if Torsen begins to run. And now they know fully this is an A hit. Sure, they can be mid-controlled, they could walk up cap, but let's put our eggs in this basket. Heroic.
All of them, in fact. What could go wrong?
Might be a scrambling. Torsen right behind. Such impeccable timing.
Yeah, he's just here on such a forward timing. It's almost unthinkable. You hear PR burn in that molly. You're going to try and capitalize. Find him out towards the jungle, but it is just this flank that was supposed to take it all away. Nilo left up in the clutch. The bomb is planted for him. Heroic planned for this contingency, that if it all goes wrong, they had faith that Nilo could see them through. Arrives here off the back of a great opening map. Nilo, a very talked about player, nade for this bomb. Spam connects, defuse held, and he just gets it away from them. That's why they've got faith in Nilo.
Oh my God. I can't believe he got that with just so close. Felt like the defuse was destiny for GamerLegion. Oh, can't blame them for sticking, can you? They know they're exposed by the nade, but Nilo nails headshot.
Whew. All right, this one's going to start off the same way as Overpass. 4 spies back and forth to get Mirage going.
Okay, double upper push and lower at the same time. What a combo. They just storm through B apartments, all eyes looking the wrong way. GamerLegion go 2 for 1. xCloud, this smoke walk is going to cost you your life. Resting in the barrel, and he takes the headshot. Upgrade again. 4v2 now. The back and forth that began Overpass continues here on Mirage.
No room for a snack Steagle, but there is room for this Res M4. Torsen even chasing up close ahead of the pack on this MP7. Youngstar feeling way too much pressure there as they just swarm him. And I think these rounds for GamerLegion are always going to be deceptively hard to put away, just down to the DNA of this team, right? Really risk-prone, not afraid to get in your face, and they do it together. They've all bought in. They've all bought a ticket on Snax's wild ride. And they're loving every second of it. I think that's why we keep seeing them get these results, right? They were able to win out the 4 spy wars back on Overpass. They're going to try and do it again here on Mirage.
Yeah, bomb plant does make all the difference here, but what's your best case? 1 AK again for xCloud. Okay, they're actually going to eco this. Hero rifle. And Glocks beside him. At least it's put to use, finding a 5v4. Shouldn't go much further here. GamerLegion just swing back to top mid, and they've actually lost this AK in the madness. It's been mollied. So you have nothing to show now. Snack's going to hunt these kills. Oh dear. And as Heroic come back to look for this AK, they will not be ready for this position. How could they possibly be ready? How many for Snax? Sneaky, sneaky Snax takes a double, and they're in trouble with 4 kills from the captain of GamerLegion.
There was some problems there, but like Phantoms keep fighting, but you just need to fix those.
Heroic already being shaken around in this series. Crizin takes the hit, allows xCloud to play a rifle.
This is very, very confident positioning from Rez. Here to lend a bit of a helping hand, open up this lower pick for Hypex. Crizin again first to fall. So that slow start from the opening map has followed him into Mirage. Not what you want. You wanted this to feel decisively different. You wanted to come through playing a strong game from the get-go. Now, with you being the team facing elimination, that's not a threat that GamerLegion are even thinking about yet, you know, with a whole map of leeway left in this series. And it is just failure across the board in this first rifle round. Everyone dead with nothing done. Leaves the only 2 players with kills for Heroic in this 2v5.
I love a window cross as well. X-Found is going into clear though. Perfect pre-fire before he even saw Snags. Still a hard road to run to get back in this round, and Hypex continually grabs information, jumping over. He's going to get the lineup. Hypex skewers 2 more, and GamerLegion just keep building in this series. 4-1. It's getting easier. Didn't expect that on Mirage. Hypex takes matters into his own hands.
Dude, you know, that got IMD excited. The coach of GamerLegion rushing in. Hypex nearly left hanging for his high five after the collateral, and the coach weren't having it. He is very happy with how the early game is going. Tob is not so much so on the side of Heroic, calling in his first timeout.
Yeah, GamerLegion are just very confident in every move they make, right? Same as Overpass, they're very aggressive, lots of flash plays. And so it just feels like even if you're calling a good game, you still need your players to have some agency.
100, dude, 3 guys with no kills after map 1, where you had 2 players under 5 kills for Heroic, is just rough stuff. You know, it doesn't take a genius to work out why on this one.
Failure to launch so far. Took a
team game. It's a 5v5 game, and if you have 2 players, in this case now 3 players, not performing off the rip, you are going to feel that.
Nilo and X-Found in the 2v8.
Oh, that nade.
Boom.
Ouch. That hits Youngstar dead on. And so he never gets a chance to play.
No pressure on A side. Hypex is free to take these fights as well. Snags backs up against Eco, looking to give them nothing. Sure, have window. Where are you going to go with it? This is not a nice fight for a pistol. They jump over. Snags is ready. It's messy. No way he gets both.
Man.
They just can't do anything right.
There's been so many. That's a 4K from Snags.
They're both anti-ecos, but like that one's crazy.
It counts. The number go up. Snags is happy. 12-2, topping the charts for GamerLegion.
Oh, 12-2 on Snags. Yeah, okay, 8 kills on anti-eco, like P250 no armor, but that one, he should not be getting away with that.
The way that you've been losing these rounds is so deflating, right? We painted this picture. This is it for Heroic. If they don't course correct, if they don't battle back, they've been collateraled. They've had Snags 4K them twice. They've been dying instantly to util. Nothing is going right now. And you've got to shake that feeling off. You've got to find a way to gather some confidence here or something resembling it, or else this is going to pass you by so quickly. And that's it. Your time in Kraków is over. And it will have gone by in a flash.
GamerLegion certainly hope so. 5-1.
Still 3 players yet to get a kill for Heroic.
Yeah, but now's the round, Harry. Now they've all got AKs. Time to get back in the game. Susp lurking Palace. Chris not ramped. Triple mid for Heroic. Susp v Rez, and it's Rez on top. X-Filed even spammed through this smoke, one of the few fraggers that Heroic have, and he gets blown to bits again.
This util has been crazy. Snags surely dead here. Youngstar finally gets on the board. Got to be the start of something, though. They've lost X-Cloud in amidst all this chaos, and Youngstar, it's just a one kill. Nilo left as the last man standing, and he is iced out. GamerLegion, this is punishing. They are playing with full confidence. You can see it just when you're watching the POVs. Rez had so much intent to kill on that push in a palace. It was borderline scary.
Yeah, comes out with 3 as well. Repositions, just avoids the con player coming upstairs and is able to find Krisen going through the ramp smoke. It's just getting desperate now for Heroic. Fully stacked site, GamerLegion, deal death.
This is first-degree murder. That's the worst type of murder, right? That's what they're doing to them right now.
Fully intentional.
This was planned. This was calculated.
Not hearing any man's laughter after this one.
All right, maybe a change of scenery here for Heroic. They're hoping that that can be a way in. Gonna go test this B site, and again, more great utility. You cannot escape these nades. In the last 3 rounds, there have been devastating HEs. Another one into the apartments. They're all so low, and even though they're going to spill on in, Krisen also gets himself on the board. They chase down the AWP, not the gun for the job. And so weapon picked up. Krisen and Nilo both armed. Step in at the car. Torson's missed the jump. Maybe something's brewing here, but they're so low. You've got to be flawless from here on out.
Molly buys time, flank comes up the cat side. Snax needs his headshot right now. Second chance given. Snax resets, and they go pushing to PR, who's run away as well. Where are they going? Both dropping under?
I mean, you wouldn't expect this.
PR's back on cat now. He's going to wait for Snax. Can't walk this forever. Position taken. If they clear kitchen, they're going to get a lot of information. I think Heroic have realized these rotates have happened, but still, one shot from a rifle. Nilo lands his. It's Snax' big flank walking through the apps. 1v2.
Oh, it used to be his Wonderland. Now looking to make it his killing field. Push on in. Tap on this bomb. It's the full commit. Krisen's just going to swing and put a stop to it. You're not sticking that right under Krisen's nose.
First 3
so
kills.
He enters the board in a big way. Yeah, 3 kills deep on a pistol rush at that B site.
Maybe an overcook for GamerLegion. Maybe an overcook. Could have just grouped, gone together, played later. They split up. PR goes back to where Snax was. It's not really even worth the reposition at that point. They're just kind of all over the place. They're feeling it.
That's the other problem is a lot of damage came from the nades too. So
True.
in a sense, it's unconfirmed. Like you can look at it and go, that should have wrecked them, but you're never certain. You didn't realize they were both sub 10 HP.
Yeah, you know. It's an okay round to lose, but it was still a big advantage for GamerLegion. It all really comes down to Torson climbing back up truck. If he just gets up there and gets this kill, the round is dead. So, huge save from the captain of Heroic, trying to inspire his team back in the game. 3 frags with the AWP as well. Can they leverage that?
Yeah, it's got to be where you find your motivation. That's the round you're not supposed to win. Hinged on a rare mistake from GamerLegion. And now you've got to try and go from strength to strength. They play with a bit of pace, bit of aggression, and they end up getting annihilated out in middle.
I don't mind
you win your eco round, you get clean swept in the next with the rifles.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't mind the fast call, right? Confident call coming out of a round win, but oh my god, this is going to get worse, isn't it? GamerLegion just win every fight in every position, breaking smokes with nades again. Their util has just been perfect in this CT side. Hypex hasn't missed a shot with the AWP in this series. Snax is 14-4. Where do you go? Okay, that will help. Burning alive is Rez. 4v3. Can they freeze, catch their breath, take stock?
They have to freeze. They have to slow this down. The bomb's in spawn. You've got a rare 4-on-3. You have to deliver now. Don't want to lose the round to not having the bomb, so Youngstar goes back to grab it. He's going to link up with Susp over here at ramp. So an A-split brewing. GamerLegion, they'll group up and look to re-clear mid. A drop down for Snax is punished.
Hit much.
So it's only PR left. This comes with the territory of this type of game. You're feeling very confident, like you can win any fight in the book. Doesn't mean you should take any fight. PR's gonna get... Oh, no! All right, Youngstar, much needed stopgap. Susp just can't seem to get his bearings in this game.
It's not his day. He had a rough last map, but he is 0-10 right now, Harry. That is unacceptable for Heroic if they want to win. That is not ideal. 4-14 last.
So 4-24 in this series.
Oh, that sounds worse. Don't say that. Now or never here to get a couple of rounds at the end of the T side. Heroic do close the 4v3. Snacks jumping into mid, maybe handing it to them. But we've discussed at length the live and die nature of the captain of GamerLegion. Today is all about do and die. Good grenades on ramp, do damage again. Hypex in spawn, waiting.
Nails it. Nilo and Xcloud, those are the two heavy hitters dead. Crizzen gonna try and claw... Dude, these nades have been phenomenal. Like, you were playing every round with someone sub 50 health on the back of a well-placed HE.
Got more as well, they won't need them. They just swing together and Snacks is out of close. Another double out of Hypex, another double out of Snacks, and another dominant opening half here for GamerLegion.
Might have had 8 of his kills on anti-ecos, but the other 8 were earned. 16 and 5 on Snacks.
And one-upping their first half of Overpass. Can you believe it? This is a Heroic that beat Furia on Mirage the other day. It's a very different game now. Double AWP. Snacks having a go. Oh, he fired the AWP, then he swapped off to AK. So they're trying to make it seem like the AWP is not B. Rez getting cheeky. Are you ready for this? Dear oh dear. Walks through the smoke, Snacks-esque. Finds a 5v4. He's even looking like he might escape. That Molly connects. Crizzen unsafe.
Just left the window to trade out. Snacks.
Oh, dude.
It's every time. Whenever there is a smoke, Snacks just can't help himself.
Oh, Nilo's
And he's traded places with Nilo. Will catch Hypex as a result. Snacks there to trade though, and he slams the hammer down. Absolutely loving what we're getting from the Polish veteran of Snacks. 18 and 5. GamerLegion are on that fast track to survival. Heroic, this might be their final couple of rounds in Kraków.
I have jungle and stairs.
Can be
One
ramp,
mid.
ramp. Watch out.
One mid, window, one more. I'm holding jungle. I have jungle.
I have it. Nice.
Window. Nice.
Nice. Janos! You're owning
so-
these moves, huh?
I mean, such a nice eco frags, guys.
Nice
I love
one.
it.
Nice. Kurva.
Don't be scared, okay, to do something here. We have nothing to lose. I legit mean it.
Literally
I'll just be annoyed if I am sitting with a feeling like we're playing not to lose, you know? Okay? Please.
Let's play.
Snacks loving the eco kills. Heroic sounding desperate. Their elimination is on the line. 4 rounds away from it. If GamerLegion can complete this map of Mirage, Heroic, it's just been a cold day. Susp still yet to frag, and barely anyone saving them here on Mirage.
Yeah, 4-26 in the series for Susp. A real low point, and I would love to say it could all start with a pistol round, but honestly, it's the second round 4 spies that have been very tricky to deal with from GamerLegion, so I don't even think their success is necessarily underpinned by this pistol. Already they're in a good spot. They get themselves a bomb plant set up in CT. This is tricky for Heroic.
Flash could be good, but we've got plenty of players here, and it's actually GamerLegion who bring the fight to Heroic. They play ahead of the grenades. Still Youngstar responds with a double. It's Snacks hiding out at the back of the site, leaving it to a Hypex clutch.
The 2 poles left up in this one. Snacks continues his great game with the first. Youngstar jump shot goes a long way. How's Hypex is clutching 12-5, can't get past Youngstar, the standing tall at the end of the pistol. 4 kills from him, turning that push out in a CT. A move that looked like it was going to serve GamerLegion really well against them.
Yeah, I like that they go out on their own terms. If they sit still there, they will just get flash peeked and probably it will go worse. So they did have an advantage. Aggressive in the spawn in a 5v3, but Youngstar, 4 massive kills. Nothing to lose for Heroic, we hear. So can they play like it? Gonna need to hit hard as this 4 spy comes in. You mentioned the success of these second rounds in the series.
Yeah, the tournament so far, 3rd highest rated round 2 break team is GamerLegion, right? They've had a lot of success at finding these 4 spy round wins, and that's a number that's only ticking up. It doesn't take into account what we've seen in this series thus far. Missed window smoke. But with 2 players heading in through lower, find yourselves asking that age-old question, was it an intentional miss?
We'll never know. No one's even
The
fighting
fact that they're
it.
not going for it suggests no, it's not.
Heroic get blocked anyway. Back they go. Conceding mid-control.
Look, the fact that you undoubtedly will be nervous in this round if you're Heroic speaks volumes as to how the series has gone thus far.
Torsen's ready to pounce a B, and there's no one in the bomb site. It's double short right now for Heroic, so GamerLegion are going to get these fights with the AK. Oh, well, if that counts. Shot in the back. And 1 by 1. Seems like Heroic might have held enough here. There's nobody home for Torsen. Double short spotted. Torsen can go.
Yeah. Sees that second player. They're closing in on Krisen, and he's going to get nothing done. Now, they do lose res in the downtime, but don't get too comfortable, Heroic. You've still got to dig deep and retake in this now 3v1. Good pickup for xFloud. Left looking at Torsen. What's he going to do? Missed that timing on Youngstar back in the market. Steadies himself over at bench. Lineup was there. Susp dead at the back. It took xFloud with a 4K to maintain control of this one for Heroic.
Just moments of individual brilliance. 4 kills for Youngstar, 4 kills for xFloud, and a 5th round for Heroic as they hang on here on this CT side. This has been a strong map for Heroic, like we've been saying. They've already got a legit win over a Tier 1 team this year on it. Definitely something worth believing in on this CT side with GamerLegion's money broken now. Just this hero AK. Snacks.
Okay,
Smooth.
that was really smooth. Here's them spamming on short. He's ahead of that smoke. And to be honest, even if he wasn't, knowing the player he is, he's coming through.
Yeah, he's just walked back through the smoke. He saw a smoke. He's skipped like a magnet, has to go in. Torsen entry. Shouldn't go far. It's a bunch of pistols. Molly, nade. Problematic. Torsen's still here. Youngstar, not much health. Escaping, no guarantee as Torsen jumps up. Could they boost for that gun? Red's going to give it a go. But they like the advantage and they want to use it. Walking back to B to regroup with Snacks.
Just have so many players feeling good right now. You know, you don't really mind who gets to don the hero gun. Torsen has very much done his job with that double kill.
And okay, Krisen, he's bottom of the board alongside Sus. Sus with no kills in this game so far. Krisen with 4. Now is the time to step up. Captain required to get some kills.
Got a bunch of pistols coming his way. Deals with the first man in. Follow up for Krisen, and he puts that MP9 to work. Doesn't crumble. Doesn't give them a way in. An important 3K from Krisen.
Yeah.
But those were meant to be your easy rounds. You know, now the going gets tough. Now the guns come out for GamerLegion.
Self-assuring round, at least for Heroic, right? Winning some scary moments from some scary positions. Even that pistol. And even this one, Krisen needs to get multiple kills. He delivers. Susp 0 and 14. Surely he's going to get in the game here and now.
I think, you know, it's one of these things sometimes where someone like Susp, sure, he's had a playing career of, I think, over 5 years now, but very little among that has been spent at these top-tier events. And so this is, you know, a high-pressure moment. And you know everyone's watching this rough game. You likely feel like you're really letting your team down because this is far from, I was going to say your best, but that's obvious. It's far from even the bare minimum. This is...
It's far from what we expect, to be honest. We've seen far better games. But unfortunately, Harry...
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not hard.
Yeah, obviously. He's left on the wrong side of the map. We have a B-pop coming in, and Sus will have to retake. So again, Krisen, he did it once. How about the rifle round?
A lot harder here, and he's all alone. Last time he had rotates available on short very quickly. This time, everyone is far away. PR follows up, and this one's over before it even begins. Just
unlucky.
A stack on the wrong end of the map, and that decides your fate. It's relentless B hits in these last couple of rounds from GamerLegion.
Just simple calling, keeping it basic in their gun round, and pouncing on a weakened bomb site.
I think that's why that like flubbed 2v2 retake up against the Eco kind of stood out in the first half, even though it only ended up being 1 of 3 rounds that GamerLegion gave away. Snack's not really the guy to overcook. At least not since he's moved into this GamerLegion squad. He's kept it pretty simple, pretty stripped back. Largely about when and where you take risks. That's what a lot of this boils down to for GamerLegion. He knows he's in full control of this game. It's not demanding any more than just these B hits. And so, why bother overcomplicating it? You know, you've got multiple individuals that aren't really a threat to you on the side of GamerLegion. And so, why fan out? Why let, you know, Nilo, xFloud have chances to strike 1 or 2 players from the round? Just play grouped. Pound for pound, you're hitting way harder.
Probably why you jump on B as well, right? Right off that Eco round. Now they know there's still guns in play. Plenty of saves here for Heroic. Orb still a factor. Another missed window smoke. No longer looking purposeful as they replenish. We can see a boost here in the window. Snacks. Careful. Head off as he jumps up. Sus, they get through the smoke as it blooms, and he loses the AWP behind him. Has to put up a defense here. xFloud providing cover. Sus with the swing, he's in the game. First frag of the map. Nilo follows up, and GamerLegion hit the wall. That's a good nade.
Find him.
He won't last long, but Torsen's got nearly no ammo in this gun. 3 players swinging his way. Heroic still here in Kraków.
I mean, they are starting to like this. They're closing the distance, a task that on the half felt insurmountable. The idea that you were just too far behind. Well, now that lead is down to 3. Suddenly, that's a very workable position. Credit's got to go the way of Nilo and xFloud. If they weren't playing well, this game would not be close. That was a departure for GamerLegion from these 5-man pushes, wanting to try and get tricky with it with the rifles. I wonder if you see him go back to something a little bit quicker, maybe more standard, just a set piece, 5 guys moving together.
Ramp take here, Heroic remaining active. Push on the A side. Get some early information. PR is back in Palace. GamerLegion going for the mid control. Coming out from under.
They're going to have the room. They're going to have the space. That's because Heroic are giving it to them.
Bit afforded mid whenever they want it here. Do they really want to try a window boost again, though? Looking to take this fight on short first. Snax. Molly learned his lesson this time. Forcing Nilo back to the bomb site. Gives that window boost over.
Is he going to take the CT wrap? Yes, he is. And now Snax gets behind enemy lines. They have no idea. xFloud just went and checked the window. And so someone is going to die for free, and it just might be Youngstar out here in the open.
Sus will be the surprise.
Oh, wait, Nilo arriving on the rotate from B. Snax turns and finds him. Now, they know about Snax at least. Still, he's a thorn in their side coming in on this backstab. That's just a crazy maneuver from Snax. I thought he was a dead man. He's put pressure on ramp. PR just got to kill him midair all the way to jungle. What is going on? What is going on? Kills for Youngstar as he tries to hold on in this round, but it's not meant to be. They've lost too much ground. And show us that PR kill again.
Was he falling out of Palace?
Palace to jungle.
Yeah, like 2 bullets. Unreal. Sus swinging out with nades out there all over the site. Goes very, very wrong, sure. Thrust into a bit of chaos. But Heroic heads roll. And what may be their final timeout. As GamerLegion slap their money aside. There's nothing to show here for Heroic, just a couple of grand.
This was the Snax turnaround, man. This was crazy.
Wow.
Like, why did he check that? I have no... Falling down the ladder.
He's barely in the air. He felt like he was on solid ground. Sometimes... Dude, sometimes it feels like that lies to you.
Oh, he was certainly falling.
Yeah, he was. It's just so close. Insane. Okay, the eco. I actually respect this eco for Heroic. Tough call to make.
Dude, Snax is dialed in.
Yeah, 21-9. That was a crazy shot.
Just the foresight to go and look for it. I don't know what twigged in his... Surely he's too far to hear Nilo there.
Maybe there was a jungle player who heard him. I can't tell you. Checked over his shoulder at the right time. And what a passive start for GamerLegion. Waiting to see if Heroic make a play, and they do. They do at the perfect time. GamerLegion just left the top of middle. So as this flank from Crizzen comes in, he can call his pieces to the right place. How long does Hypex hold the flank? It could be a devastating opening death. And it is. Why is he holding me? Execute into the stack.
You know you're going into a stack. You know there's going to be everyone here for Heroic. And that doesn't scare them. They are so unbothered.
Fearless. Waiting that stair smoke out. Ready to deliver the final blow. Torsen jumps at the chance. Run and gun. Send them home. GamerLegion, 1 gun round decides this. Heroic's fate hanging in the balance. And what a fantastic series from GamerLegion this has been. And a fantastic second map from Snax.
Yeah, I mean, this one has been a bit of a showcase of what you know, having that veteran tag can do to you. You know how to capitalize on these hot starts. You know that you're not going to crumble. Right now, it is those two veteran players, Snax, Rez, side by side, topping the charts. You know, we kind of pitch this as a bit of a generational clash when you look at the Swedish talent. Nilo, one of the really hyped up guys, playing against Rez. Someone who's been around for a long, long time now. And Rez has outclassed him, especially here on map 2. Snax just putting in a super solid shift. Does not want to depart from his home tournament this early. Wants to have that shot at stage 2, wants to have that chance to progress, to keep on going. With one more game still to play, if he can carry this momentum forward, it's a very exciting prospect.
Yeah, doesn't want to be the first Polish player to be eliminated here in Kraków. None yet have been. GamerLegion with a final push. 5 rounds to find one. Coming out of ramp, Youngstar caught throwing nades. It's Susp on top balcony. Snax with another entry, 22-9 on the Youngstar.
Oh, good catch. Youngstar appears now with 2 of his own. And Susp.
Okay.
That one is nice and easy. Hypex dealt with, brushed aside. Surely we don't get a Snax 1v4, but you know he's down to try.
Says, guys, do I have to do it all? Is Youngstar going to walk into Snax?
They don't expect him here.
Of course.
No.
Of course.
Hey, okay.
Only Snax. I just heard a scream.
Nade's big. Does huge damage, but a swing over the stairs. They do well to stop him.
Someone just screamed like a comedic high-pitched scream. Don't even know who that'd be. Unless it was Youngstar, of course.
I mean, it does just feel like we've hopped in a time machine for this game. Snax is getting knife kills.
He's in ramp, he's in ramp.
Okay, you heard that.
Yeah, what was that?
Another game,
That's on
I
the
guess.
other. Yeah, that has to
Another game.
be. That felt Astralis coded.
Yeah. Okay. Heroic. Survive another round. Survive is the only word that works at this point. They are but a few kills away from elimination.
Really nice time for Snax to completely change the pace of this game, right? You've been used to some pretty aggressive rounds, some very risky moves. Risk is a word that we talk about a lot when we're chatting around GamerLegion. But here, it's way slower, and so it burns through all that util. You're worried about a pacey round. You're worried about something coming at you quickly here, and instead it's looking for a slow burning close.
Oops.
Snax got behind enemy lines, but ends up giving up his position. Nilo alone at B, has XCloud actually joining him in the market. He's dead straight away. They deal with Snax on the backstab, and Nilo is cleaned up. Youngstar and Susp. It's the stand-in AWP playing it forward, can't get anything done, and Susp has struggled throughout this entire series. Just 7 kills across 2 maps of play. Surely he's not the one for the job, and so GamerLegion have done it with one hell of an effort from Snax. That's the leader, that's the captain, putting in the shift. Top of the board finish and a clean 2-0. Snax is now a game away.